Hey everyone, I hope you're all okay. So today's episode is going to be a Teepublic Shop Review number 2. And in today's episode, we've got a couple great looking shops that we're going to compare, contrast, see what kind of designs they've got on offer, and what's great and what maybe might need a little bit of improvement. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Now, before we get further into the video, I just wanted to say thank you to all those who have subscribed to my channel. Our community is really starting to grow, and I have really appreciated all of your comments and feedback for each of the videos I've uploaded to date. All of this keeps giving me the drive to create even more content to share with you, so that you can take it to mind and apply it to your designs and shops, and hopefully increase the number of sales you make. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe, and I hope you enjoy what you see here today and learn something to add to your collection of design making tools as well. And with that said, let's get started with the shop reviews. Okay, so the first shop that we're going to be reviewing is by a shop owner who called the shop alsakeart. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Apologies if I didn't. And looking at the shop upon first opening the page, it's got a really nice colorful header, which is really great. It actually captures your attention when you're looking at it. And like what I always tend to obviously preach about, is that when you have a header, which is really and truly a real major piece of real estate on your website, you definitely want to create something that's going to be eye-appealing and actually showcase what it is that you're all about. And in this particular case, we can see that we have a very artistic shop owner over here. Designs are colorful and obviously entices somebody to look deeper and delve deeper into the shop. So let's do that right now. Okay, so we've got 32 designs, which leads me to believe that this particular shop owner is relatively new to Teepublic. So welcome to that, and on behalf of everybody, we wish you a long and fruitful journey in your print-on-demand business. What we don't see at the moment are any collections. Now, I know you only have 32 designs in your collection, but it might be a good idea to start from now to put in your collection so that as you actually increase designs into your shop, you'll find it easier to allocate those designs into particular collections where applicable. Okay, now if you don't know how to create a collection, it's very simple. All you need to do is go into your My Account after you've logged in, okay, and then you'll see an option to choose Manage My Account, and within the Manage My Account section, there'll be the option to create a new album. Okay, and when you create a new album, then obviously you can put in all of the details and you can start actually allocating designs into that album accordingly so that you can start building up your collection base too as well. So highly recommend that one of the first things that you do is create some collections. Okay, so let's take a look down. We're going to scroll down through designs, and what we can see, and I really found this to be very interesting when I opened up this page the first time to have a look. If you notice, a lot of the square designs, or rather the rectangular designs, however you want to call them, they're all rounded. And you don't see too much of that. At least from my perspective, I haven't seen too many shop owners do that. So that's actually quite interesting in helping to get your designs noticed by people in the whole marketplace listings. All right. Let's take a look at some of the designs. So we've got a bit of photography here. We've got a bit of abstract designs too as well. Some black and white. So we've got a pretty nice healthy mix already started for a shop with only 32 designs. So well done on that. Let's take a look at the photography one. We've got this parrot t-shirt here. So let's just click on that. Now, let's see. The first thing that I would highly recommend, and if you've seen my Teepublic Shop Review number 1, I would highly recommend that you take the design and you move it up higher onto the shirt. So that's going to go across the chest as much as possible. It's a well-known fact that t-shirt designs, when they're hovering closer to the top of the chest, they tend to do better in terms of sales. Okay, so again, that's just a bit of advice for you to take aboard. I like the idea that you chose sort of like a sky blue, baby bluish type of color to complement the blue in the photo of the parrot. So well done on that. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other items that you have this design on. Okay, so if we take a look at the mug here, Now, while the photo does cover the majority of the area on one side of the mug, to me, I think it could do with a little bit of shrinkage, just slightly. Let's open it and take a look. All right, because of the fact that you have this stroke all around the photo, which I would agree, keep it. It adds a little bit of dimension to the design. I'm finding it that maybe it's just because of the fact that obviously you've got the round mug with the hard cornered photo that's been stroked. It's really sitting off for some reason. Again, this is my own opinion. As a buyer, if I was looking at that, it might bother me. So what you might want to do is either A, try to post it or try to redesign it without the stroke, or if you're adamant about keeping the stroke, which is absolutely fine, you're the designer, maybe shrink it down a little bit. Okay, give it some room to breathe around the edges, especially around the top and the bottom of the mug too as well. All right. Now, if you're getting a lot of sales on it, well done. Just ignore my advice and keep going at it. But if you haven't made a sale yet on it, it might be something worth considering. Okay. So let's also take a look at the masks here. All right. Now, with respect to the mask, we do have the problem that it's sort of like it's too large on the mask. I know what you tried to do. You tried to fill in the photo onto the mask, particularly from the sides. And what has happened now is that you've got a disproportionate effect on the top and the bottom. All right. But given the fact that it does look sort of like it's all crammed in, it might be a good idea to try and shrink it down a little bit too as well. All right. And if you shrink it down and it doesn't look good, well, hey, maybe that's just an item that you might want to turn it off. All right. If you've been following me for some time now, or if you're new to my channel, you'll come to appreciate that I'm not the type of person that has to have all of my designs on every single item that a platform offers. If it looks good, it stays. If it doesn't, I turn it off. I'd rather not have the possibility of losing a sale on an item where the design doesn't look good, rather than put it up on everything. A buyer comes to my shop, sees that I've got a lot of designs, but the designs don't look good on the items, and they might bounce and go to another shop and saying, well, if this particular designer doesn't have the time of day in order to make sure that his or her designs appear nicely on the product, or at least they don't have the decency, let's say, to turn it off because it doesn't look good, well, maybe I don't want to spend my money in this shop, and they'll go someplace else. Okay? You don't have to have everything activated for every single design that you make. I'd rather have 5 really great looking designs or rather 5 great looking products with my design, rather than having 20 and 15 of them look horrible. Okay, just for the fact of wanting to have them activated. So see what you can do with that one. See if you can modify it accordingly. If you can, great, keep it up. If you can't, it's up to you. You might want to consider taking it off too as well. All right, again, that's just my opinion on that, and I hope that it helps you to obviously make more sales with respect to this design. Okay, so let's just click on back, and we're going to go back to your main page here. Okay, now we're going to scroll down through some more. Okay, this particular design, this cat design, let's open it. Okay, from the onset, looks really, really interesting. I mean, the fact that you use this purple and green effect onto the cat. The cat looks sort of metallic. It's quite artistic and quite unique. I've never seen a design like that before, so well done for that. The one thing that I would highly recommend that you do pertains to the text. Now, looking at this design right now, I can barely read what the text is saying. The reason being is that it is, one, too small, and secondly, your design of the cat overpowers the text. And again, because of the fact that the text is so small. All right, now obviously I get an idea of what the design is all about through your description, so well done. But keep in mind as well, most buyers, when they buy or when they shop for items, a lot of them do it via their mobile phones. Now, if the thumbnail is really small, and then add on to that your text is also super small, how well are they going to be able to read the text? And if they can't read the text, well, they can't really get an idea of what the design is all about. They might like the fact that you've got this metallic purple and green cat. They might click on it. But if they actually want to see what the text is all about before taking the time to click and delve deeper, Wouldn't it be a better idea if you had to enlarge the text a little bit? And it doesn't have to be bombastic. It could be just slightly enlarged. Or what you can do is you maybe cut the phrase in half, have half of the phrase on the top part of the circle, and then the other half of the phrase on the bottom of the circle. Okay? It just gives another perspective as to how you can actually go about creating a design that's going to be catchy and eye-appealing to make that person want to stop and read your description, see what your products are all about, and hopefully make the sale. So definitely, if there's one thing that I would actually recommend that you do is you go back into this design and work on the text. Enlarge it, take my suggestions to heart, and hopefully you'll get more sales from that too as well. Okay, so let's go back and just close my window over here. Alrighty, now one of the other designs that really caught my attention, and basically because I love the instrument and I grew up playing it, so a little tidbit of information about Brian and Bella here, is the saxophone. Okay, at first glance, the black and white design is really eye-appealing. I love it. It's moody. It really makes me want to dig deep and look into it, and that's one of the reasons why I clicked on this particular design. Okay, I even like the fact that you got sort of like this light flare on the horn of the saxophone. Well done, and you get that nice blurred background. Really makes the saxophone stand out too as well. Really, really great. There's only one small bit of criticism that I would offer you. All right, one bit of advice for you to take to heart. Move the design more over towards the center. It's, from my perspective, it's veered too much to the left of the design. And that sort of bothered me, and probably would bother other people who are actually going to see it. I know the rule of thirds in photography works really great within the photo, but not necessarily in terms of a t-shirt. Okay, so definitely go into that and move it a little bit more towards the center, or else at least see if you can enlarge it a little bit more. Okay, if you cannot, fine, leave it the way it is, but just move everything over towards the right, okay, towards the center. And when we look at it on the other products, you can see the same thing holds true with the hoodie over here, even the kids' t-shirt, all right, even the mug. Take a look at the mug. Let's click into it and have a look. Okay, and it's not to berate you or to obviously dig deeper and put more salt into the wound. Far from it. It's just, again, a bird's eye view, another person's from outside of your sphere of design, looking in and saying, okay, this is the first thing that I see, which is a problem. Let's fix it. And rather than leaving the design go up and stay up on the marketplace and never make a sale because of this particular graphic error, I wouldn't want to do that to you. So look, even in terms of the mug over here, you have more room to move it over to the right and center it on the face of this side of the mug, okay? And it'll look a lot nicer too as well. Now the final design that we're going to look on this shop pertains to this one, Cheers Love t-shirt. Let's click on it. Alrighty here. Okay, I think out of all of the designs, personally, this is one of my favorite ones. I love the color scheme. I love the graphicness of it. I love, again, the fact that the corners are rounded, all right? It's nicely centered on the shirt, and the color that you chose to complement this design works really, really well. So well done for that. The one thing that I would caution pertains to how many colors you offer for this particular design. All right, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27 different colors. Now let's just click on a few of them, maybe 2 or 3 of them, and just see how it looks. Okay, and let's see on the pink. Okay, and then you've got the heather designs. Okay, so basically, because of the fact that you've got a nice gamut of colors in your design, there are quite a number of t-shirt colors that this design works well. And that's a compliment to you, but it can also be a hindrance to you. Why? Because psychologically, when a buyer has a lot of color options to choose from with respect to t-shirts, it can be rather confusing for them. And they might click on one and say, oh, that looks good. Then they'll click on another one, oh, that looks even better. Then they'll click on a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth. They like all of them, and ideally it would be great if they would buy all of them from you, but the likelihood of that happening is next to nothing. And what might be even worse is that they become so overwhelmed by the amount of color choices they have and the fact that they can't decide as to which color to choose from, they might just get really frustrated and say, well, you know what, I can't decide, forget about it, let me go to another shop and check something else out and buy it from someplace else, and you end up losing a sale. Okay, so what I would recommend that you do in this particular case, don't touch the design. The design is fantastic, but whittle down how many color options that you offer. Okay, and in that way, hopefully, because of the fact that you give them fewer design, or rather the fact that you give them fewer color choices, will actually force their hand to make a decision, buy, and obviously you land a sale. Okay, so there's a bit of psychology over there too as well. Don't give them too much, because if you do, it's going to come and bite you in the behind. Give them fewer options, that way they have to choose an option and actually click the add to cart and make the purchase. Okay. Otherwise, if we go back to the to your shop, looking really, really good. Again, for 32 designs, you have a really nice looking shop. Just take a few of those comments that I gave you earlier in this critique, fix those, and obviously try to keep those in mind when you're creating future designs, and I have no doubt that you'll do well for yourself in the near future. Okay, so well done. Keep it up. Okay, so the second shop that we're going to be looking at is a shop called Happy Puppy Print on Demand. And for some reason or another, when I access a particular shop, my computer is changing the language to Italian. And while I love the language, I don't understand it or can't read it. So let's go back to English. That way we can look deeper into this shop. Alright, so again, looking at this particular shop, we've got a fantastic header. Alright, we've got quite a number of designs that this particular shop owner has on offer. Love the logo too as well, it's quite eye-catching. Obviously this shop owner has been around for a little bit with 371 designs to his or her shop. Okay, really well done. When you look at it, you can say it's colorful, it's eye-appealing, it's eye-catchy, makes you want to delve deeper into what this shop has to offer. Alright. I love the little blurb that you have describing your shop. Our designer collective is a weird litter, happy, curious, and just a little bit off. We share a curious mind, a weird aesthetic, and a positive attitude. Alright, well done. Okay, as we can see here, we've got a number of albums too as well, which one would expect with 371 designs in the shop. So obviously you're making it a lot easier for a potential client to take a look at certain niches of your shop. So well done for that. And if we scroll down here, we've got quite a gamut of different designs that are on offer. Okay, and let's see, I have to be on page 6. We're going to scroll down. We've got a number of kawaii type designs. Okay, again, we've got a really nice gamut of designs that one can choose from. And again, they're all quite colorful and quite eye-appealing too as well. Alright. Now, in the interest of saving time, I did find a number of designs which I wanted to bring to your attention. So let's bring the first one up onto the screen here. Okay, so the first one that I'd like to talk about pertains to your opinion is irrelevant. Okay, so this is a really nice play on words. Obviously, for those of you who may not be English speaking, the actual phrase is your opinion is irrelevant. Okay, so the fact that irrelevant sounds very similar to elephant with the IRR at the beginning. It's quite a nice play on words. So well done for that. Okay, and if we're looking at it, we also have this cute elephant with a nice vintage distressed sunset background. Okay, sunset backgrounds are really easy to create. If you haven't seen my video on how to create a vintage sunset, I'll have a link in the description below. Have a look at it. You can easily do it with Photoshop, or if you don't have Photoshop, you can even do it in Photopea, which is a website-based version of Photoshop at photopea.com. Take a look at that video and learn how to do that, so that obviously you can create these nice type designs as well. Okay, all right, so as we can see here, we've got this design nicely placed on the shirts. The stickers look great, even in terms of the mug. Okay, because of the fact that it's a circular type of pattern. Okay, it fits nicely large on one face of the mug too as well, and even the mask, it's nice and centered over there. So this is a really good design. Not much to criticize about it. On the contrary, I want to praise you for it because it really, really looks good. So well done for that. Okay. So the next design that I want to obviously bring to people's attention pertains to this one: pizza favorite sport. All right. So let's go back to the shirt first. On top of the t-shirt, looks really great. The fact that you've got this nice colorful pizza with this white sort of bold angled font works really well on the black t-shirt. Okay, again, just like I had stated with the previous shop owner, we've got quite a number of colors that are offered for t-shirts. I won't delve into that, so obviously if you've seen the first part of this video, I think it would be in your best interest to cut down on the number of colored t-shirts that you have on offer with this design, just obviously to avoid people getting into sort of like an indecisive mood and obviously not bothering to buy it at all in the first place. Okay, now if we take a look at the mug over here, okay, I think we can improve upon this just slightly, and basically all we need to do is grab the design and move it more towards the left, okay, from my perspective. All right, and because of the fact that on this side of the mug you're not seeing the full design, and that's because it's going over towards the center of the mug, that might put people off too as well. They might like to have the full design just simply on one side of the mug and not crossing that sort of center line that the mug has to offer. Okay, a small little bit of criticism, maybe either A, shrink it down, or if it fits wholly on the face of the mug just by moving to the left, well and good, and hopefully you'll get more sales from making this small minor tweak. Okay, but on the other products, looks really great, so well done for that. Okay, the other design that we have over here, life is full of important choices. All right, so this is on a mask over here, and basically we've got 3 delicious looking muffins, strawberry, chocolate, and citrus. Okay, it looks really nice on the pink choice of colored background that you used for the mask, so well done for that. I think it really complements, and even though the strawberry cupcake has some pink in it, it's not overpowered by the dark pink that you chose for the background, so well done for that. Again, here we go with the mug too as well. All right, so in this particular case, what I would have done is I would have moved the design more towards the center so that it's just peeking a little bit on the left hand side and peeking a little bit on the right hand side. Okay, the way it stands right now is that when somebody is going to be buying that mug, they're going to see the strawberry and the chocolate cupcake, but they're not going to be able to see all of it on one side. They'll literally have to turn the mug, which might be an annoyance for them. I don't know, might not. But if it were me, I would probably center it over the mug, or else shrink it down so that, again, the entire design fits on one side of the mug too as well. A little personal preference. Again, take it to heart if you want to, ignore it if you want to. If you're making a lot of sales on it already, well and good. Keep it as it is, and all the power to you. But if it isn't, or it hasn't made any sales, you might want to make this little tweak so that obviously people might see it and gain a greater appreciation for it and purchase it too as well. Okay, now the final design that we're going to be looking at pertains to this one. I need oodles of noodles. Now this is really great. Love the design. I love the color scheme of the design too as well. The fact that you gave it that white stroke really helps it to stand out against the black color of the t-shirt. What I also really like is the fact that you didn't just put your text, straight across from left to right. You gave it a bit of an angle with the top chopstick. So you actually kept the balance of the design really professional. So well done for that. Again, keep an eye on the number of colors that you're offering in terms of t-shirt colors. Okay. In terms of the other products that are on offer too as well, you can see just from the thumbnails, everything looks really centered, which is really nice. So extremely important. Those of you who are new to the print-on-demand game, maybe opening a Teepublic shop for the first time and are watching this video in order to get a little bit of know-how as to how to place your designs on each product, it is so important that you take the time to make sure that your design fits on every product and is centered accordingly. Remember, if it doesn't look good on that particular product, don't leave it activated. Turn it off, okay? It'll go a long way in making your shop look more professional. So there you have it, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this particular shop review. Again, this review is not intended to beat anybody up, but is intended for all of us to learn from each other what works, what doesn't, what needs to be improved upon. And remember, having somebody look at your shop from an outside perspective can work really great in making sure that we catch things that could be improved upon that perhaps maybe we didn't see because whilst designing, we get a certain degree of eye wash over our designs and we might miss it. So having that third person come in, look at your designs, and obviously give you some constructive feedback can go a long way in improving your shops and inevitably increasing the possibility of your sales. So that's it for today. As usual, stay safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now.